Hey guys, Gabriel from Serial Killers. We are back at the Vienna Comic Con with Ross Mullan from mostly known from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
So let's start with Game of Thrones.
Okay, cool. Let's do it. Let's start with Game of Thrones.
Yeah. So I think most people don't really know how the motion capture, or is it CGI or is it?
No, it's all makeup.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so Game of Thrones is well, the White Walker, which I play, it takes me 5 hours in makeup, and then I have like a 12-hour shoot day and 2 hours out of makeup, and then I 3-hour break, and then I'm back in the chair. So every time you see my character, it's all makeup, head to toe, except for the eyes. They are CGI'd in afterwards, that blue glow that comes from my eyes. Okay. But I'm usually wearing black contacts, so it's not motion capture at all. It's actually all makeup.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So also the horse, or?
The horse? The horse is a horse, and he wears a green sleeve on his neck so that afterwards they can CGI guts falling out of his neck and his skin all falling to pieces. They do that afterwards, yeah. So that's kind of green screened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So can you give us a bit details on how is it working for such a big project like Game of Thrones on the set, or?
Yeah, well, my first season, which was season 2, I had no idea that the show was as popular as it was, or was going to be, because it had only had one season, and I had never really heard of it. When I got to set, I started to realize it was quite a big deal. Obviously, the producers very much wanted to keep under wraps what the White Walker looked like, so it was all very, 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 very hush, 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 hush. I didn't realize until the airing of that episode, the end of season 2, how exploded it would be, because my Twitter feed and my Facebook feed just went crazy. Everybody was like mad. And then suddenly I was at all these conventions. Then you realize you're part of a very big structure, but it's not the way you feel when you're there on set, because they are very relaxed, very professional, and very welcoming, very warm, very patient. So you never really feel like, wow, it's something that's out of control and super big. You always get the feeling like it's something that is very creative and very thought through, and it's done through patience and care. And I think that shows in the product.
Can you give us some details on your background, like the acting background?
On my acting background? Well, I've been an actor since I was about 12 or 13. I'm from Montreal, Canada. I trained in Toronto and also in Montreal. I trained in the same school as William Shatner from Star Trek, because he's also from Montreal. And then I moved to London when I was like 24. In Canada, I had worked for a mask theatre company called Odyssey Theatre, which is based in Ottawa. And I think a lot of that has a lot to do with why I ended up playing creatures and monsters and doing a lot of motion capture, because the work was very physical. You were wearing a mask, so you have to use your body to be very expressive. And when you're wearing masks and a lot of makeup, it's very important that you kind of let the character come alive. Otherwise, you can be very buried and sort of non-movement, you know what I mean? Because obviously when you're buried in a lot of costume and makeup and mask, it's hard to express yourself. So it's about trying to express that character. But my background is mostly in theatre. I've done pretty much everything. Musical theatre, drama, I've done Shakespeare, I've done motion capture, I've done puppeteering, I've done creature work, I do indie films, I've played gangsters, I've played drag queens, I'm a character actor, and so I do anything, really.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I like my career, it's been good.
So how is it on set when you're in character like a monster and play with a normal actor that is not just a regular character? Like, is it fun to play, or?
Yeah, it is. It's fun because it's fun mostly because very quickly they forget that you're dressed in that outfit too. So you just be sitting and you're talking with me, and I'm like the White Walker talking to John Bradley, who plays Sam on Game of Thrones. You know, he's just sitting there talking, and Hannah Murray, we're all just sitting around talking in between scenes, and then the crew or the makeup people come by and they're like, "Oh my god, that looks so funny. You guys are just like talking about talking about business and talking about mortgages or whatever," and I'm dressed as the White Walker. So that is weird. But yeah, it's always wonderful to be part of a really beautiful set, which is magnificent and fantasy based. You know, because we're all dressed in these incredible costumes on these beautiful sets, and it's magnificent to make that come alive. But we're surrounded with people like dressed like this, you know, who are the crew. They're just never in the shot. You know, they're just on the other side of the camera. All our crew and, you know, costume people, they're all dressed normal. So it's a weird thing, but it's sweet. It's lovely. It's a privilege and a great experience.
So you're planning on staying like in monster roles, or?
Well, that's a good question. I will always, if someone offers me a monster role, I will always entertain that thought. I did an advert with Roger Federer last year for Sunrise mobile phone service, and I was playing a female alien who had the hots for him. You know, that was a lot of fun. Millennium FX, who do the creature work for Doctor Who, which I've been on as well, and Connor O'Sullivan and Barry Gowan I've worked for, who are the main makeup artists on this, and Christian Mallet, who I worked with on A Howl. Like, if any of those people ever called and asked, "Would you like to do this role?" I would always think about it. But right now, I've just switched management, and I'm looking forward to doing a film next year where it's a political thriller. It's called Perpetual. It's going to be shot in Utah, and I will be playing a deputy sheriff. So it's something different for me. You know, it's away from monsters. I don't want to give away the story, but it's creepy still.
So it's just a regular.
Yeah, it'll be me in my face. Yeah, and I did a horror movie last year called Charismata as well. Had a small role in that, but a good role. And I was playing like a guy who runs like a voodoo shop. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you also mentioned when we talked back there some video game experience.
Yeah, earlier this year, League of Legends asked me to motion capture the character of Karthus, who is the lead singer in Pentakill, for their big rock video that they released when you're playing the game. And that was very cool. I got to meet the actual lead singer who does the voice of Karthus, and I got to do all the movement, and that was just really cool, you know. So that was a really good experience for me, and I didn't realize League of Legends was as big as it was. I was like, whoa, it's a whole universe. So yeah.
You're not really a gamer, or are you playing video games or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm too old. I'm 50 now. Yeah, there's not enough hours in the day, and I don't know. I have played, you know, some video games, but I also voice a couple of characters on Payday, I think it is.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's Payday. I think it's Payday. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. There's a few of them, isn't there? Payday 2, Payday, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I play a couple of characters in that.
Oh, that's cool.
They always bring me back every year to do some voices. And next week I'm voicing the lead in a game for my voiceover agency, and I have no idea what it is. But I've asked her to send over whatever it was that I did at the audition so that I would understand it better. So yeah.
We can expect some voice acting from you in the future.
Oh yeah, I do a lot of voice jobs here and there, you know.
Okay. What is your favorite part on the set for Game of Thrones? Like meeting the other cast, or like some...
Oh, that's a good one. I would say working with Hannah Murray in season 3, where I'm coming to get her baby, you know, she's going, "He's come for the baby." I was a really big fan of her show that she did years ago, that she became famous for, which is, I've totally forgotten it now, it's called, she played a teenage in it, she was amazing in it. So it was really great to work with her. Also, my director in those scenes that I did for Game of Thrones is Michelle McLaren, and she is one of the executive producers on Breaking Bad, which was one of my favorite shows. Oh. So it was an absolute honor to work with her, and she's a very, very good director. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for taking the time. Hope
Thank you.
Enjoy your stay here in Vienna at the Comic Con.
Thank you very much.